Good morning. How y'all feeling out there? I'm Omi Bell, and my co-host Takia Ross will not be here today because her son is graduating from middle school and going to high school, which is kind of crazy. Also showcase the amount of time that we've been knowing each other. And so today I'm going to be solo hosting the show, which is cool with me. But also can't wait for her to get back. One of the things about hosting a show like this is just being with a co-host that you could talk to for 90 minutes no matter what. Like, you know what I mean? Like that really is a kicker. It's like having somebody that you can hop on with, that you know you can just talk to. Because I'm doing most of the management of the live, like behind the scenes, and then she's able to hold it down with guests with me. So I would say I am gonna put out the full SOP for the 30-day show. Y'all stay tuned, because I keep saying that. People have been asking me, like, how did you do this? How did you do the 30-day show? How do you make it so seamless? Yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to put out a full-blown, I'm actually working on creating a landing page for it on my website under resources, so I can actually give it to people to be able to do. Because I think this way of creating content and then clipping content for 30 days and having like a ton of like videos, I've seen it have so much growth for my platform. Not in the way that I thought. Like, I thought the growth was going to be like, oh, I'm trying to get my watch hours up on YouTube. Actually, that wasn't the case. But in terms of like growing my Instagram followers, which had not moved in like 2 years, I was like, I've been at 24,000 for a long time. Finally got to 28.5. Woo woo! Look at me. Go follow me on Instagram at OmiBell. But this time, the 30-day show is on the BGV platforms, and so I am live right now across LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And so I want to thank y'all for tuning in right now. Actually, today is the last day for the pitch competition. The Detroit pitch competition is live right now, and they are crowdfunding to win the competition. I think today is the last day, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's tomorrow. Today is Thursday. So tomorrow may be the last day. But go to raisify.co and vote. Watch the videos and vote. raisify.co and vote. I should talk about Raisify more, because it is a platform that I built. It is a proprietary software that belongs to BGV. And the idea is that if while we wait for systems to become more equitable, that your community will help you. And so the BGV competition has this crowdfunding component because of that. Because yes, systems need to become more equitable. And in the meantime, we still have to keep tracking. We still have to keep existing. We still have to keep growing our business. We still have to keep feeding our families. We still have to keep doing what we do. And so in that case, we can't just wait around for the system to become more equitable and that be the only thing we focus on. It's like, no, we got to actually build at the same time. And so this idea of like having a competition, having people crowdfund and give and vote with their dollars for the founders that they like best, and they get that capital minus some fees that we take. So I mean, like, it's a fun time. If you go to raisify.co, raisify.co, check out the pictures that are live right now and go and vote. And if you're in Detroit, these are all Detroit founders in this particular one. The next one, it'll be New York, LA, and Austin, Texas. But for now, it's all New York. Speaking of Austin, Texas, okay, I have my first guest is here, and I'm going to be bringing her up in a second. But I don't know if y'all saw that freaking game last night. It was wild, okay? The Knicks was down by like 30. I was like, oh shoot, for sure they about to lose. But I'm rooting for the Knicks. But it was crazy. They were down by 30, came all the way back and won the game. It was wild, okay? In fact, I would dare say it was divine, because that is just how crazy it was. Like, because, you watching it, games on. I'm building with AI in the background, right? So I'm building with AI. I'm watching the game, whatever. I'm like, oh, wow, yeah. So it gets down to like third quarter. I'm like, dang, they like 30 behind. They ain't about to come back from this. Yo, the craziest thing, they came back from it and won the freaking game. It was like the crowd was wild. The whole building was packed. I'm sure it was vibrating That's how loud people had to be jumping up and down. Like, I wish I could have been in that room to feel that energy alone. Like, that energy was probably wild. All right. So we're about to go into our first guest. So I just had to say that because shout out to the Knicks because that was a crazy wild game. Our first guest today, actually, the guest that we were going to originally have was not able to join us. So, our guest today, he was like, "Hey, can my homegirl come?" Sure. I actually don't know where her business is or what she's going to talk about. So I'll be meeting her for the first time as you're meeting her for the first time. So, hello, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm Brian. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Ryan. So tell me about you. What's your company?
Yeah, so again, I'm Ryan and I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I am Ced's homegirl. She hit me up. She's like, "Do you want to go on the show, have a conversation, introduce yourself and your business?" And I was like, "Of course." I'm the founder of Honey to Cocoa, and it is an app that uses computer vision and your biometric data to match makeup to your skin tone. So we just launched like early February of this year. So we've been in the market just for a couple of months. And we help people just find makeup products that are tailored to them. And we prioritize deeper skin tones in our data set.
Okay. So I've seen this a few times. And I can't quite tell you where people are with it now. Because for some reason they always hit a wall at some point. Have you studied some of these past people who or companies that are trying to do this and what those walls are?
Yes. A lot of a lot of it's just like it's just hard. It requires a significant amount of data in order to make something like this work. And so a lot of the tools that you'll see a lot of the bigger companies are using, they're like white labeling from other companies who have just like spent the time to collect that data and build something.
Mm.
It's incredibly hard. Most of these businesses are B2B, and I've decided to remain B2C and just bring that technology directly to the consumer. But yeah, it's hard. You have to account for lighting, oxidation,
Hmm.
user error. You know, you take the picture or you try to get the match the wrong time of day. It's too golden outside. It really impacts your results. And so having to build the technology to control for all of that is really hard.
So what have you been seeing? How many users are adapting so far? Did you beta? Did you do a beta period, or did you just launch? Tell us about the development.
Yeah, we had a beta period for over a year because it took me some time to raise the capital to even build the technology. So we built something like really janky that didn't use the technology that could just kind of work. And we tested that with our target audience and we got really good reviews just on that alone. So we were like, well, if we could just build the real thing, then, you know, it would be so much better. In the couple of months since we've launched, we have not paid for any ads, so we organically have around 860 downloads so far. Yeah, it's just been crazy and incredible to see people kind of like use this thing that started like just really just like janky, just throwing some things together with some duct tape just to see how it worked. And then building that real technology, which we're still trying to improve, still really building upon.
And so with the well, congratulations on launching. Great,
Thank you.
congratulations on having users. Do the so with this, is it like a product recommendation? I've seen several iterations of this. I've seen one where like they will and this was years ago actually at like a pitch competition. So it'll do facial recognition and then it will recommend you clean products. And I've seen like it would do like you take some picture of your skin somewhere and then it will recommend you products from a specific brand. I've seen it where you do some type of picture of your skin and to recommend things that are related to like deeper, just like skincare, things that are related to makeup, like all
Mhm.
these different pieces. What what helps you stand out? And then what are the products that are recommended?
Yeah. So essentially, the user takes a photo and we average out her skin tone in different areas of her face. And then we take you to a marketplace of foundations and lipsticks to start. We definitely want to expand across all of the beauty stack eventually. And we are brand agnostic. So there's not any particular brands that we are tied to. We want to include all brands, but we really want to celebrate those smaller beauty brands who have a hard time really capturing the market because it's just expensive. So you want to give them an opportunity to showcase their products to people who it may be a good fit for. What helps us stand out is our technology is deeper skin tone forward. We collected our data set prioritizing deep skin tones. And so as a result of that, we're kind of skewed in that direction because deeper skin tones can be very nuanced. People can have different tones within the face. And if you can train your technology to master that, then it can master anything. What in terms of like foundation or lipstick recommendation or product recommendation is skin tone, that's just what our MVP will do. Aside from that, we like to think of ourselves as a makeup artist in your pocket. So we want to do so much more than that. We
Hmm.
want to show you how to place product on your face based on your unique facial structure. We want you to be able to take looks that you saw online and you can drop that image into the app, and then we can give you the products that were most likely used, but also just kind of like give you some filters and showing you like where to place those products so you can recreate that look. We want to be your digital makeup bag. Upload all your products. We can tell you when it's time to throw out that mascara that you've had for 2 years. So like things like that is where we're growing and where we're developing into. But the skin tone or product recommendation is just where we start and try to gain trust.
What does deeper skin tones mean for you? Do you mean darker, or do you mean like it could be deeper non-melanated? It could be deeper melanated. It could be like, what are we saying when you say deeper?
Like melanated skin tones.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, be
Yeah.
explicit. You don't
Yeah,
gotta hide
yeah.
it. You know what I mean? Like, if you mean darker, then say darker. If you mean deeply melanated, you mean deep. Because somebody could be deeply white. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that doesn't say anything. If you're like, oh, deep skin, like, what are we talking about? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
melanated
Like
skin
just
tones.
yeah,
People who are skin tones who are historically underserved in the market.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think and I mean, I think there's so much there in terms of like the skin care
Mhm.
part of it. Why makeup? Are you a makeup art? Like, tell me about like what's your background? Are you a makeup artist? Do you do makeup? Like, why is it a makeup product versus a skincare product?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was a makeup artist for 10 years, and I had clients who would ask me to go to the store with them. They would pay me and say, "Can you go to the store with me and help me find products?" And, my response was like, "There are people in the store for that." But the response is always, "Well, they've helped me in the past and they don't get it right." And I would explain to them like what happened in the process as to why they didn't get the result that they wanted. So they wanted to pay me for that expertise. And I figured there was a way to make this more scalable and just to democratize this like product personalization experience. So yeah, I was a makeup artist for over 10 years. I've also had a career in fintech for over 10 years.
Okay, so I'm curious because you're this is the name is Honey to Cocoa, and when I go to the website, I don't just see deeper melanated people. I see more people.
Yeah.
So is it gonna be? So are you gonna be gearing it toward? So like, what? Tell me more now, because now I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So like, so like, I hear you. Like, no, this is for melanated people, that kind of thing. But like, I don't. I see some people that don't have deep melanin on the website. So
Yeah.
is it gonna be a skincare for all, or are you really going with darker skin tones or melanated skin tones?
Yeah, so it will be for all, but the point is our data set is skewed toward deeper melanated skin tones because a lot of computer vision models don't include those like deeper skin tones. And so we feel that if our data set or if our technology can serve those skin tones that have been historically underserved, then theoretically it should be able to serve everybody. And so we celebrate everyone. And I think some of our language too, we don't even say things like women of color, we'll say people of color, because not everyone who wears makeup identifies as a woman. So we try to really be as inclusive as we can be in our language, in our data set, and just even our visuals and things like that. But yes, we do prioritize dark skin when we are out boots on the ground collecting data.
Okay. Are you bringing in more like a team of other artists? Are you doing something artist wise? Like, are you doing any activations? Like, are you doing anything where people are like, okay, they are, I don't know. So you have like on site activations? Are you doing any events?
Yeah, we would love to. We don't have anything planned in the near future, but we would love to. The reason for that is we really are spending a lot of time collecting data right now, and learning from our users. So there's so much so much data just when someone opens your app and they click around. There's just so much information there. So we're trying to learn and figure out what it is people are doing, what it is that people want. And then once we hit a state where we feel like our model has a certain amount of accuracy and then we've gotten just a little bit of a groove, then we definitely want to start with some activations, either like on college campuses to start. We've got some relationships with some folks on college campuses already in the Atlanta area, and then just go from there.
Yeah, I think I think this is great. I would empower and encourage you to consider how you tie this to people. Like how do you tie this to people to, I'm not saying you got attached to influencers and the pop culture way of talking about it, but like what's the influential person? Because what you said that you're solving is related to the trust in a person.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it is related to like, oh, you're my makeup artist. I see how you do my face and I like that. Can you help me choose? Right. Because also my co-host, I wish you would have came tomorrow because my co-host is actually a makeup artist with her own makeup line.
That's awesome.
And she's been a makeup artist for years. And I think that like I say the same thing to her. Now, have I been to the store and actually people have helped me and it's been successful? The foundation I have right now is because somebody at Sephora helped me.
Right.
Perfect. But I also noticed they also have a skin tool. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're in there, they're like, oh, let me boop, boop. And then they put it in the app for me. So now anytime I go back to shop where I shop, I'm like, I just look and say, oh, this matches with me. I got it. Right. So I think that like, if you could tie this to people somehow too, I think you may be able to stand out from the market. Cause if I just searched like skin recognition app for finding makeup and there are so many of them. But I
Yeah.
think what could also help you stand out is leaning into that deeper melanated part.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to do that, but I think tying it to people somehow. Like I did notice that it looks like at least in the wireframe you have on the site, I think you're showing yourself taking a photo.
Mm-hmm. That's me.
But I think that like the more people you can get to do that are makeup artists,
Mm-hmm.
could be interesting, and like partnerships. Like
Yeah.
what do the partnerships look like for people getting deals or things like that? I think it could be great. But yeah, I think so I appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
And where could people can go to honeytococo.ai
Yes.
to go and take a look at what she's building and to engage in the app and see what makeup you need to be wearing.
Awesome. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming.
All right. You too.
All right. One of the things that is extremely hard for me, and Takia isn't here today to call me on this. Hey, Anastasia, I see you. Give me 1 second. One of the things I think is extremely hard for me, being 10 years into this game around like funding and founders and technical support, and like it's like I've literally seen hundreds, no exaggeration, of pitches and read hundreds at this point of applications for funding. And so in that case, I've seen the same things over and over and over and over. And like sometimes but I think that that doesn't matter. Let me say that doesn't matter, right? Just because I've also seen a ton of this facial recognition thing try to be launched doesn't mean that honey to cocoa isn't amazing and won't be amazing and you shouldn't try it. That's not that. And though it does mean that I think sometimes people settle into a space and don't necessarily lean into where they're different. So there's a McDonald's, there's a Wendy's, there's a Taco Bell, there's a Chick-fil-A. There's tons of fast food restaurants. There's only little things that make them different. But those little things make a big difference. So for example, the difference between like McDonald's and Wendy's is McDonald's focuses on speed, and Wendy's, they went with like a family angle and real burgers, like, old fashioned burger. Like they went with that at least out the gate. And then the family thing came a little bit more prevalent, but you don't go to Wendy's necessarily expecting speed, even though like from a fast food standpoint, they all have like a speed test that they're going through. But McDonald's is like, no, we serve you fast. We are the epitome of fast food. Right. And then these other things sort of subtly take place. Burger King is do it your way. Right. That was the whole thing. You can go in there, you can request your burger to be any kind of way. I think that faded over time, but like that really was the premise of that. Hey, go in there, you can get it however you want it. Right. Then you go deeper and they all have signature things that they do. With a signature Whopper, a signature Big Mac, a signature, you know what I mean? Like they had these signature things that they do. But it started with what is my like really seemingly small differentiator, which is like we're all fast food, but I care about speed. I care about family. I care about old fashioned. You care about speed, therefore you care about more process. Like that all became that was in the beginning, that was a thing. And for whatever reason, the appetite, pun intended, the appetite of the consumers was I want my food fast. Right now I have to cook food or I have to go to the grocery store or it's all slowed down. I want my food fast. Now we moved into a place where everybody now is like fast food is still an appetite for that. But like now is it healthy? Is not. Like we move into different realms. So think about as you're building whatever you're building, consider that the market is going to shift. Even with us, I've been on BGV for 10 years now. The what founders needed when I started is not what founders need right now. Totally different things. What founders have access to now is way different from what they had access to 10 years ago. The ability to build with AI so quickly, that's another thing. I also want to say, shout out to Honey to Coco who just joined us, and Anastasia who's also about to join, who also has some tools for developing data. The thing about it is, I think we're in a place where the market has shifted to niching down, and niching down being more successful than it's ever been. Like I think like niching down was great. We knew, this is not a way you pronounce niche, but niches get riches. Like we knew that, you know what I mean? Like that has been a thing. Now though, I don't even think you need a large audience. You just need your pocket of folks. I think that's what building with AI is going to bring us. It's going to bring us to a place that like the way that we used to evaluate whether or not a idea was viable had to do with like large market reach. But right now you could be viable in a good $2 million pocket and be like, this is what I need for my life and I'm good. You could be like, I'm just going to be a $10 million company and that's it. I don't need to be $1 billion. You could be like, I'm just going to be a $5 million company and I'm going to have my user pool and I'm going to rock with them and I'm going to influence them and I'm going to teach them and that's going to be it. You now have the space to just be that. Nobody needs a gun for $1 trillion anymore. And investors are going to have to change. Funders and investors, we're now going to have to shift how we evaluate companies, because now it won't. That's why I was telling her, hey, consider a human touch to this, because the generic, everybody going out and downloading the app because apps ain't available, that ain't the thing no more. Now, you don't necessarily have to be an influencer, like influencer culture, but your influence is important. So make everything that you're creating, make it as human as possible. And I'm telling you, I think it's going to go far. So let me bring up, actually, wait a minute. Are y'all out of order? I think y'all are out of order. Anastasia, you're early, girl. Kalila is my next person. You're not here until 7 or 7 my time. I think that's 10 East Coast time. But I mean, both of y'all are amazing. If y'all want to both come up, I'm gonna bring up. But so Anastasia's up to you. I know you look like you're traveling. So if you can you hop back on in 30 minutes? Okay, cool. All right, cool. Coming to the stage, okay. The nap extraordinaire.
Hey,
come on. How are you? I've been watching your stuff.
Man, listen.
Takia, let me tell y'all. I'm so excited for you. I'm over here like watching, I'm cheering, I'm sharing, I'm like, go girl, yes.
Doing all the things.
All the things. And so I'm so excited that just for us to get to chat because I just been watching updates. So first let's take a step back because we're hyped, but it's the audience may or may not know.
We did come in kind of hot. We did.
Right.
For early Thursday morning.
Talk to me about, tell the audience who you are, what you're working on, and then I want to jump into where it is right now.
Yeah, let's do it. So, Yo Dope Humans was good. I am Kalia O'Guillory. I am a certified sleep coach and founder of Nap Bar. Nap Bar is an eco-friendly, tech-enabled rest suite for folks on the go. I'm also a wellness consultant and speaker, and I founded Performance Rehab, where we meet human recovery where people are. So imagine corporations who keep upskilling, spending millions and millions of folks upskilling their employees, when all they really need to do is give them a rest break if they really want to get the productivity that they want. So I'm excited to be here. What I'm working on, gosh, where do I even start? Right?
We need to talk. Oh my God. Okay, go. I got so much to tell you.
We are so much. We're gonna have to do a follow-up for sure.
No, for sure.
We preparing for the TEDx stage this Sunday in Houston, TEDx Third Ward. I will be sharing my talk. The title is My Dad Rejected Me, So I Took a Nap. And then the next thing I'm working on is after my TEDx talk, I am releasing and launching Napchella. Napchella is going to be the first of an annual festival. I can already feel it. So think festival energy meets affirmation mixtape dropping meets carnival meets a music festival meets a wellness experience.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I love Napchella.
Napchella is
because
here.
the Coachella folks will come for people with anything with cello on it. So just a heads up.
Thank you for that. So we'll see. We're gonna maybe we could do a collaboration with them. That's how.
That's how you put it to them. That's how you put it to them. Maybe they won't even see it. So don't worry about them. Don't worry about them.
Because this is a wellness experience, right? Folks are coming to take an actual nap. They're gonna be able to get a massage. We're having a tie-dye station where they can tie-dye a t-shirt with affirmation statements on it. One of my homies is sponsoring healthy brunch bites. We've got wellness shots infused with magnesium. If you want to spike it, you can. Like, it's a full-on wellness experience. And I'm releasing my affirmations mixtape. So think 80s nostalgia, cassette player, cassette tape, affirmations mixed on R&B, mixed with gospel, mixed with all the different genres. That's all happening this Sunday. So that's what I've been working on.
Wait a minute. When is Napchella?
This Sunday in Houston.
Shut up. I wish I would have known that. Okay, so we haven't talked since the last time you and I talked, which I think that was maybe 2023, 2022,
easy,
something like that.
Easy.
So I took a sabbatical in 2024.
Good for you.
And after that, came back, became a certified breathwork practitioner, sound healer.
Yo,
I also became a Kennedy Center artist before Trump did what he did to it. And so to do this work, to figure out like how do I bring together sound and breath, because typically people do them separate, or sometimes people do some of it together. But I really created an experience around like breath work integrating with sound. Also got certified in yoga nidra, Reiki 1 and 2. So like I also built an app called the Breathing Bell. That's why I'm like, yo, what we need to talk. So I have an app called the Breathing Bell.
Let me write it down.
That's just the first
Breathing Bell.
The Breathing Bell. So it's thebreathingbell.com. You can go check it out. But that's just the first iteration. what I'm breathing. Yes. What I'm building right now is called Breathe Like You Mean It. And it's going to be similar to what you're talking about. It's going to be enterprise companion. So this is going to be about high performance, people in high stress jobs taking a minute. Like literally the app breaks it down into a minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And so it's going to be things like that. So we need to
There's
have,
so much alignment.
that's what I'm saying. We need to talk. Oh my God.
That is wild. That is wild.
I know. And
I mean, it's not wild. It's really not when you think about it, but I had no idea you were on. I mean, yeah, let's chop it up offline because there's definitely a ton. I'm so proud of you. That is so amazing.
It's funny, you know, when we met, when you were part of BGV, I was so interested and intrigued by what you're doing because I was diagnosed with narcolepsy in 2007 and had been on this journey around sleep. And even before that, just not sleeping well, not knowing whatever was happening with my sleep, whatever the case is. And so I was like, we got to have her. Like this is such a conversation that people have ignored for so long. I feel like now people are coming around to it.
They're definitely coming. The world is finally catching up to what we've been screaming for the rooftops for years now. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, totally. And you have a personal connection and experience with it. You know, it makes it even more powerful because you're not speaking from a place of you just read a couple of books and regurgitating. You're speaking from personal experience, and that lived experience is priceless.
100%. Talking about high stress, high performance. And I think, you know, just really achieving, I mean, black woman, period. And then trying to achieve, I think that there is so much there around not getting sleep. So many people are not sleeping well. So many people are not sleeping well. So you have a nap bar in the airport.
Not yet.
Okay.
That project is on hold, but I'm letting the universe go ahead of me and make my crooked path straight. So it's going to be figured out however it's supposed to be figured out. And until then, I'm going to continue to pivot and move. So we are doing pop-ups now. We did one at Soho House a couple of weeks ago in Austin.
Oh, nice.
Popping up at corporations, college campuses, popping up at hospitals, festivals. We did the Grammys the year before last, South by Southwest. We did Afrotech last year. So yeah, man, we're keeping it moving.
We gotta have you at a BGV summit. So yeah, I'm gonna have to circle back on that. We need to talk about
dude, because somebody sent me somebody sent me in my network. I think you guys did a call for speakers, and I submitted. And I also was like, yo, in addition to speaking, I think would be kind of cool as we bring the Nap Bar experience to the summit. So because it's on the East Coast, I want to say in September or something, right?
It is on the East Coast, September 9th through the 12th. We're gonna do a wellness day on the 11th. So the whole day is gonna be dedicated to wellness.
Holla at me. Let's make something.
So I'm gonna holla at you because we might need to bring a little bit of that Napchella vibe, and let's talk about it. Yeah,
that would be dope. If you're on Instagram, just go and check. Like the response has been. I don't even think I could have imagined what the response was going to be. I was like, oh, this is going to be a cool event. Our capacity is 100. We bumped it up, right? Because it's a free community event. It's free for the public. So we reserved the capacity at 175. That's booked. And then I just got notification the wait list is over 100. I had no idea. So there's definitely a demand for this.
1,000%. What's happening at Napchella? Tell us what's going to be going on the ground. First of all, tell us like, where is it, time, all that. Because when you said it, I thought like, oh, this is an idea that's coming. But no, this is coming this Sunday.
Yo, so this Sunday, June 14th in Houston, Texas. It is at Match Theater. So we're calling it Sunday Fun Day Starts with TEDx. So if anybody knows anything about Houston, we are known for a Sunday Fun Day turn up. So we're starting with my TED Talk at 11 a.m. at Match Theater. And then at 1 o'clock, we're opening the doors for Napchella at the same venue in the gallery. So Napchella's from 1 to 4. Folks can pop in if you got an RSVP. And they're getting a chance to take an actual zero gravity virtual reality nap. I partnered up with Casper They have a zero gravity bed. And of course, I own the VR experience. That's my IP. So when we put that together, you are giving your brain a relaxation pause because you're doing the VR experience. And then the zero gravity gives your body a chance to reset and pause. So you experience that. Chair massages infused with lavender. We're having one of the spa owners here in Houston. She's doing a face mask with B12 or peptide injections. All this stuff is free, by the way. Healthy bites, so we can learn how to eat. Like, good food can still be healthy, right? We don't have to have all the sugar and all the carbs, and we could do gluten-free options that actually taste really good. So we're doing that by BFit Foods. And then we're dropping the affirmations mixtape. It's a listening party there, tie-dye station. We're having what are we calling it? She's not calling it pull up the chat. I want to respect what my therapist friend is calling it. So basically, you'll be able to pop in and interview therapists, because we're making therapy dope. We're making therapy dope. So she's calling it the therapy link up. So folks will be able to pull up and interview therapists to see if there's a good fit, literally on site at Napchella. It's going to be a vibe. And this listening party, this project has been near and dear to my heart, because I'm coming out of a season where I was going through. Like, it was dark, it was heavy, and I'm on the other side of that. And so this project was created in that dark place. And so these affirmations are not just your guided breath work and guided meditation, like, oh, breathe in and I am healthy. It's more than that. It's learn to pivot, not to panic. So it's like stuff that will resonate with us. And there's trap beats behind it. I partnered up with my boy, Melvin Johnson, who's a composer, a brilliant producer. And I'm really excited about it. Like, this is going to be. I love it. Yeah.
I love it. So Napchella this Sunday, June 14th. Where should people go to get the information?
KOG Speaks. Go on my Instagram page. Really, you could go anywhere if you follow me on any of the platforms. So Instagram is KOG Speaks. So you can even go to Napbar HOU. My Facebook handle is my name there in the lower third, as well as my LinkedIn handle. So you can find the links to all the things there.
So tell us about, what does it mean to be a certified sleep coach? Like, what does that mean exactly? Is it medical? Is it not medical? Is it just understanding sleep deeper? Like, what does that mean?
For me, my take on it is understanding sleep deeper and understanding the benefits and the consequences when we don't give our bodies adequate rest and restorative rest. Because I'm by no means a doctor. I tell people all the time, I am not a doctor, so consult with your physician and your doctor. I'm here simply just to provide some nuggets on how we holistically can improve our sleep quality. I don't believe in prescribing things. I believe in allowing our body to naturally produce things that it can do, so that we can get exceptional rest, restorative rest. So, for example, melatonin. If you drink coffee too late in the day, it's going to attack. So most people don't know this. Let me nerd out with you for a second.
Go ahead. Let's do it.
A lot of people don't know this, but the moment we open our eyes, our body starts to produce melatonin. Melatonin is our body's natural hormone that helps us relax and get us ready for bed at night. But the moment you open your eyes, when you wake up, your body starts to microdose those melatonin hormones in your body. So imagine whenever you're drinking coffee in the evening, or sometimes in some cases right before bed, that caffeine is going to block said melatonin. So you might fall asleep. Same thing with alcohol. You might fall asleep, but if some people find themselves waking up in the middle of the night, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, especially for those who are of an age, of perimenopausal or menopausal age, if we find ourselves looking at the clock at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I would say, yo, sis, check your rest and check your caffeine and your alcohol intake right before your bedtime, because 9 times out of 10 is probably blocking your melatonin production.
And I want to throw a double tap on right before your bedtime, because I think people think like, well, it was an hour. I was up an hour before I didn't drink right before my bedtime. It's like right before your bedtime for your body is definitely, I would say, 3 to 4 hours. So
3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I would say not even that. I honestly tell my folks, if you're going to have caffeine should stop 10 hours before your bedtime. So most people, that's 10 to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's fine, right? And then the same thing with alcohol. Heavy meals and alcohol, 3 hours before your bedtime. So if you're having a heavy meal, steak, potatoes, all the things, and then you're having 2 glasses of wine at dinner, and dinner's at 9 o'clock, and then you're crawling in bed at 10, that's not going to be a good recovery for your body to be able to go into the REM sleep that you need. It's too many disruptors going on in your body. You're trying to digest a heavy meal, and then you have those alcohol stimulants that are blocking your melatonin. So it's 10-3-2-1 rule. Can I share that real quick? We got time. 10 hours before bed, no caffeine. I just explained why. 3 hours before bed, no heavy meals or alcohol. 2 hours before bed, no work in your bedroom, or no work period. Because when you're working,
you got me on that one. I was rocking with you.
You was rocking with
you the other two.
Most people be like, KG, you lost me with that one. Yeah, because here's the reason why. During the pandemic, our brains were reprogrammed because most of us were working in our bedrooms. The bedroom became the cafeteria. It became the kitchen. It became the place the kids did their homework. Right. It was our office. So our brain has rewired to think, oh, this isn't nowhere a place where I retreat. This is a place where I work. So if you're working late at night on your laptop, diligently working in your bedroom, your brain thinks you're supposed to be up. So if you're gonna work late, move it to another place in the house where your brain doesn't know. And then what's that? 2 hours before bed, no more screen time. Yeah, most people look at me like
screen time include TV.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to limit it to phone time. Okay, phone time got you, but like you don't really mean TV that, right?
I mean, some people. No, here's the exception to the rule. And
I tell people, the game is on. Did you see that game last night, though? Okay,
Yo, I didn't. You know why? Because I had to set some boundaries with myself. I was like, I can't be up watching this stuff because I'm gonna be too stimulated, and I need to get good sleep tonight because I got major stuff happening on Sunday, so I can't be playing around with my sleep this week.
You're so responsible. You're such a responsible adult.
Well, with my sleep.
I love that. Okay, wait, did I miss the one? So 2 hours, no screen time. And is it another one? What is it? 10-3-2? Was it 10-3-2-1?
10-3-2-1. One is so my team is calling me frantically. Let me make sure they don't need nothing.
Okay, yeah. Check it out.
Just because we got something, we got major stuff going on. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, listen, you never stop.
I mean, I know. I was like, I know you get it, so you give me a little grace.
No problem.
Make sure.
If you're just joining us.
Okay, so what did we say? 10 hours caffeine, 3 hours heavy meals, alcohol, 2 hours no working, 1 hour no lights, no screens, and
no light.
0.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so like I'm sitting in my room. I'm in my office as daylight. I don't need light, but I have blue lights all around my office because blue lights help you reduce depression. If you struggle with depression, it just keeps you in a balance and a harmonious mood. Same thing with other lights, like for green color. If I did a heavy workout, my body feels a little heavy. It means I have inflammation in my body. So I'll sit in my office with green lights on. So, do the same thing at night. And then 0 is the number of times you hit the snooze button on the alarm clock. This is where people usually give me a side eye, kind of like you just did. So that means like you wake up, like when that alarm go off, you up. That's it. It ain't no snoozing for another hour.
I'll be up before my alarm go off for the month.
See, even better, because that means you're probably going to bed at the same time and you're waking up at the same time. Your internal master clock is already set. So bravo to that. Bravo to keep doing that. But for some people, they need that alarm clock to wake them up because they're going to bed at 10 sometimes. They're going to bed at 1 sometimes. They're waking up at 5 a.m. They're waking up at 7. We got to be consistent with our sleep schedule. 10-3-2-1-0 rule.
10-3-2-1-0. Okay. 10 hours before bed, no caffeine.
Yep.
3 hours before bed, no
heavy meals or alcohol.
All right. 2 hours, no work. 1 hour, no lights. So dang, you gotta just sit in the dark for an hour?
Yeah, because that light enters your eyeballs and it goes back into your brains and it says, oh, it's light outside. We're supposed to be up. So our body is set for our internal master clock is set for when the sun rises, it's on your body's on a countdown for whenever it goes and shifts to sleep or to nighttime, it shifts into sleep. Like it signals your body, hey, we need to probably produce a little bit more melatonin because it's dark outside. They're about to go to bed. So if you interrupt that with light at night, it can have a counter effect.
The body is just so amazing.
Ain't it dope? Like we really truly break it down. That's
Yeah,
what makes
yeah,
it dope.
yeah.
So you asked me what does a sleep coach mean? This is what it looks like for me. It's not talking about medicines or prescriptions. It's talking about how can we geek out and figure out how our body works best for us. Because people ask me all the time, you know, everybody, the CDC says you're supposed to sleep 7 to 9 hours a night. Well, that's what the CDC said. The CDC doesn't also factor in that depending on if you are an early bird or a night owl, that's based on DNA. Science shows that you probably have a parent that was one of the two, and whichever DNA you lean towards the most, that's what you're going to be. So that's DNA. So for some people only require 6 hours of sleep and they wake up feeling amazing. Some people need 9 hours. So really it depends on your internal body. How do you feel when you wake up? It's the first question I ask folks. So it's not a matter of how many hours you slept. How do you feel when you woke up? Do you feel refreshed? Do you feel rejuvenated? Then that's your sweet spot. If you feel tired, if you're feeling irritable, if you're feeling groggy, that's either you slept too long or you didn't sleep long enough. And then that's where the real work comes in, because you got to figure out what's my number. And that's just trial and error and giving ourselves permission to play with it, right? Like this is not going to be a perfect science.
And should you take naps during the day?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's on my calendar every day, 3 a.m. It don't matter if I'm in a car, if I am in the airport, if I am wherever I am going to close my eyes. Now, some days I don't get my 30 minutes in. This week I've been doing 10 to 15, so my power nap is still doing what it's supposed to do. But absolutely, because they just reset your nervous system.
At 3 p.m.?
So 8 hours after you wake up is the ideal time.
8 hours after you wake up is the ideal time to take a nap. Because what's happening in the body 8 hours after you wake up?
Most people start to get a little dip. And so it's that nap is going to give you a boost in your creativity, your productivity, your alertness, your mood, all the things. It's going to give you a little, it's a little, a little
Dang,
1, 2.
That's interesting. Because I wake up at so I'm on the West Coast now. So this show starts at 6. I wake up about 5. But sometimes I wake up at sometimes we have a puppy now. So then I'm up at she's yapping at 3 because you need to go out. You know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy right now. But to the point of 8 hours later, that would be somewhere around noon or 1 o'clock. That's interesting because I have said afternoon is around. I could take over the world between 4 and 6 a.m. Between 4 and 6 a.m., do not mess with me. I can do everything on the planet. I could build apps. I could do no, if I just everybody give me some food, water, and leave me alone. 4 and 6 a.m., killing it. But come noon, what are we talking about?
So try on a 30-minute nap and don't force yourself to fall asleep. Some people always say, well, I'm not a napper. Well, then just disconnect from the world for 30 minutes. Take off your smartwatch, turn your phone on D&D, just rest your eyes, as our ancestors would say. Just rest your eyes, and if you happen to fall asleep, great. And if you don't, great. You're still going to give your nervous system a chance to reset. The reason why we go into these slumps is because our nervous systems are overperforming because we're wired. But if we give our nervous system a chance to reset 10, 15, 30 minutes, that's why we wake up and feel refreshed in the middle of the day. So just test it out and see how you feel. Because you will find you will probably, let's say you take your nap around 12:31, 1:30, you're like, ooh, I got my second win. Remember how the ancestors say, oh, I feel like I got my second win? A nap gives you your second win.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the doctor pretty much prescribed me naps. No, you need to take a 20-minute nap every day. And because I would get so sleep because having narcolepsy, you might you don't necessarily get sleepy sleep, right? It's just wake, sleep.
It's boom.
So yeah. Depending on what type of activity is happening. So that would be the case. I'm a lot better now, though. I mean, listen, I don't know how far I want to go, but let's say psychedelics, things like that. Like I'm a lot more improved on like rewiring my nervous system a little bit. So some like miraculous level of things happen. But I would say, and when you talk about taking a nap, what is the average nap time that people should consider? The doctor told me 20 minutes. Like then I hear sometimes it's 30s. Then I've heard things like you should wake up on the 5 instead of the 0. So like I've heard things like just generally speaking, I've heard people say like start setting your alarm for if you wake up at 30, like 2:30, do 2:35. If you do, if you usually do 8 a.m., do 8:05. I don't know what any of that means or if that matters.
Me either. So I think it's just people, probably a TikToker came up with that and then people ran with it. I hadn't heard or seen any research on it. So I tell people keep it simple, because then when we start going down those rabbit holes, then we stress ourselves out even more. So I personally, I subscribe for a 30-minute nap. And that comes on the research from NASA. NASA did a study on sleepy military pilots and astronauts and found that a 26-minute nap improved their productivity up to 34% and alertness up to 54%. And so I round mine up to 30 minutes because I need 4 minutes to get my blanket, get my pillow right, make sure the room is dark, tap the temperature down. That's another thing, making sure the room is cold, because we shouldn't shiver or sweat whenever we are taking our naps or sleeping.
Make sure the room is cold or is not cold?
Is cold. Is cold.
Why? I can't do it.
Because whenever you are sweating, you're producing cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone, and so if you got stress hormone going on in your body, you are in fight or flight mode. So your body is not going to be able to relax. So if you are cool and your body temperature is cool, it's going to help you relax. It's going to reset your nervous system, and you can drift off into rest.
So that's interesting. It's interesting for a couple of different reasons. I did not know necessarily the scientific reason why. Kind of I knew, but didn't. Not from this angle that you just gave. So when in doing breath work or sound healing, we always, we were trained to make sure that people have like a blanket, because when you get into rest and digest, your body cools. And then you're naturally going to get cold. Even people would be like, no, I'm a hot person. I don't need no blanket. And I'm like, I think you should get a blanket, because we got to go to a level, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing like deep, like somatic breath work. So like we're not even doing just deep inhale, in and out. Like, no, we're going deep. We're doing 2 inhales, 1 exhale. We're going for 30 minutes. So we're going in. We're going to another level of consciousness in a sense. So I'm like, no, you need a blanket. I think it's interesting. So what happens to me too, though, is if I'm too cold, somebody told me this recently. If I'm too cold, then I start sweating because I'm too cold. And they said your body's trying to warm you up. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Anyway, but to your point, I get it. I probably won't be cold in my room, but I need to be nice and like cozy.
You got to find your cozy number. That's it. Find your cozy number. And normally your cozy number isn't what you walk around the house in, right? Like a lot of people are like, oh, 74 is what we have on during the day. Well, 74 is a bit warm, so you want to tap it down a little bit. Maybe for you it's 71 or 72. For me, we sleep at the thermostat is on 67. We're sleeping. You know what I mean? And like during the day, my thermostat is on 69, 7. Like she's not home, so I don't have to worry about it. So I don't have to compromise. So my thermostat is on 69. If she was home, it would be more like 74, because that's the compromise. But when I'm home alone, it's a party. I'm in the 60s, baby. Like, let's go.
No, I cannot. That's the thing too about being single, right? Because then I'm like, I can just be here how I want to be here. I got it super hot and I'm here chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel great. If somebody walk in and be like, girl, what? My hotel room, my staff will tell you. The staff that been like, my hotel rooms, child, I put them joints on 80 immediately. As soon as I walk in.
In the summer?
I call down to the people, hey, this thermostat won't go up no more. I need y'all to come fix it, because
wait, you talking about in the wintertime or in the summertime?
In the wintertime for sure. In the summer, it depends. Because see, what happens is then everything is set too cold. So like in the summertime, they set it too cold because they like, oh, people gonna be hot. And in the summer, summertime is all too cold. Wintertime, they didn't turn it on at all because they like, well, we don't know how hot people gonna want to be. And I'm like, I'm cold. So
wow, 80
yeah.
in the 80 in the summertime is very that's very wild. That's wild behavior, friend. And listen, you gotta do what works for you. Do what works for you. But man, no one is begging to probably roommate with you, huh? Like whenever
No,
you go,
definitely
yeah,
not.
you
Definitely
got
not.
your own room. Nobody's
I'm getting better. I'm getting better because now I've been on like prescribed iron pills for like 2 years. Finally, my doctor's like, "Hey, you can stop taking it now. You're good." So I'm feeling a little better. But also this perimenopause situation, right? Before I let you go,
let's talk about it because we need to normalize
yeah.
it. We need to normalize it for sure.
What are you seeing in clients or conversations around a sleep conversation now? Because I feel like we have been talking about perimenopause or menopause or any of that for years. Clearly it's not well studied. They don't have a lot, but there's people who are dealing with a lot of sleep issues around it. What kind of advice might you have? And maybe what you already said is it, but like if you have any thoughts, love to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for creating a space for us to have this dialogue, especially around this, because lived experience, right? I just transitioned from peri into menopause. I'm officially in menopause now. So at the tender age that I am, I was like, there's no way, doc. Recheck those labs. Like, you got this all wrong. You know what I mean? But my mother she was in menopause early too, as well as my big sister. So
okay.
So in terms of sleep, it impacts a lot of people differently. Oftentimes, I know for me, it was the onset of just like chronic fatigue. I didn't have my pizzazz in the gym. Like I was tired halfway through my workout, but nothing changed. And then my body started changing. Like, where did this belly come from? I don't even see the little half of the ab that I thought I had. Like, what is happening here? And then my sleep went, right? It was the night sweats, it was the hot flashes. And then my sleep was I was waking up multiple times a night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And so one thing that I did that really was a game changer, especially with my sleep, I started to adopt the 2-segmented sleep. So what that is, dated back to the caveman times, the pre-revolution ages, when people were out sleeping in caves and going hunt their food. This is the era I'm talking about. They did 2-segmented sleeps. So they would go to bed at 10, they would wake up at 2, they would go hunt, they would go do the things that they wanted to do, and then they would come back and sleep for another 4 hours. So, 2 to 6. And so my normal bedtime is 10. So if I wake up naturally during this, when I was figuring out menopause and perimenopause, I would wake up at around 3. And instead of lying there and like keep checking the clock every 20 minutes and still making myself wake up even more, because now I'm freaking out like, oh, I only have 4 more hours of sleep. Oh, I only have 3 more hours of sleep. I would just wake up, exit my bedroom, because remember I told y'all earlier, your brain knows what's going on in your bedroom. So I don't want my brain to freak out. So I exit the bedroom and I come in my office. And like you said, you're dangerous between that 4 and 6 window. I will come in here, and here's the exception to the rule with the screen time. I will come and brain dump because I'm working. I'm getting all the things on my to-do list off my list. I'm doing it with being unbothered. There's nobody texting me, emailing me, calling me. So my train of thought is flow. I'm in flow. And then when I start getting sleepy again and I don't have lights on, so I'll sit in my room in the dark with these lights on in my office, these low lights. And when I start getting sleepy again around 4 o'clock, I go back to my room, get back in the bed, and I'm out for another 4 hours. So my sweet spot is 8 hours. So I'm still able to get my 8 hours of sleep. And I feel rested when I wake up and I'm able to go. Same thing whenever I feel stressed. And so that helped my sleep. And then the other thing that helped all the other things, because I'm like, there's no way I'll be able to journey through life. And they're telling me this could go on for a decade. I'm not going to be well. I can't deal with these symptoms for 10 plus more years. No way, Jose. There's no reason for me to suffer like this. So I did some research, and I have breast cancer in my family. My maternal grandmother had breast cancer. So the pellets and doing the hormone replacement therapy, there, a ton of research out there, especially if you have cancer that run in your family. You're like, no, don't do it. But I found an alternative. And so I mentioned earlier, I don't believe in like prescriptions and drugs. However, there is a natural hormone replacement therapy in a pellet. It is plant-based. It's based from a sweet potato. And I went to my doctor and she pulled my hormones and said, you are deathly low in testosterone. I think my levels were supposed to be at 200. I was like at 15 or 16. She said, we need to get you, your all of your symptoms are because of this low testosterone. Your estrogen is good for now, but we need to get your testosterone up. And so I did some research, and this plant-based hormone replacement therapy was literally was my saving grace. So I get it. You know, you get it as frequently, I think it's 3 to 6 months, depending on your symptoms and depending on your body and depending on your DNA and all that stuff. But no hot flashes, no night sweats. I sleep really well. Brain fog is another thing. Like I might have brain fog now every once in a while just because I've got a lot on my plate. So my stress is a little higher than it normally is. But I can't accredit that to menopause. The little minnow belly, as people call it, is gone. So like I definitely was subscribed to go and get the levels pulled, going to have a conversation about your doctor, steer away from the chemical HRTs, hormone replacement therapies, and really lean into the natural, what's out there that's natural that will work with your body.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
Thank you for sharing that because I think, and we need to have this conversation about the journey, right? Like the conversation about the journey and how it relates to natural things that your body can do, sleep, also natural things that are available. We need to have that conversation because people are just sort of lost in it. And there's not enough research out there where people feel, or even doctors are soundly and consistently able to give people advice, right? And so it's kind of crazy. I was gonna say something about, anyway, I gotta let you go, but I appreciate you coming on.
No, thank you for the invite. This was so fun. Let's connect.
No, we gotta connect. No, we
like
absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. We gotta connect on multiple levels. So I'm gonna shoot you an email for us to get some time.
Let's do it.
And yeah, my people get with your people, and we can be people. And we can do that.
And then go ahead. We haven't earmarked the date yet for Napchella, but it'll probably be around this time next year. Go ahead and throw that on your calendar so we can have you for because we're doing Sound Bowl on Sunday. Like you have got to come to Houston and do like it's.
Oh, done. I'm here for it. It's so funny. Houston is calling me because I have a client who I have this idea for doing like a whole like ballroom at like a hotel, just all massage and sound. And she's like, you got to come to Houston. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. So I need to figure out, because she knows somebody that owns like a massage practice. And I'm like, one of the services that I offer, I have my massage person come in and give my client a massage while I play sound bowl. So none of that like generic music that they play, none of that spa sounds. Like, no, you literally are getting a full sensory experience. And it's one of the pieces that my clients are like, yo, but that part, like the breathing was great, everything else was great, but that part. So I'm like, we got to figure out how to do that.
And you're on to something with that for sure.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to do that in a more massive experience. So partnerships and figuring that out. And maybe, who knows, maybe coming to a Napchella near you. Sunday, June 14th, KOG Speaks on Instagram, at KOG Speaks across social media. Also, Kalia, make sure, Kalila, I want to throw an extra L in your name. Kalia.
Everybody do.
Make sure you, make sure, and if it wasn't, people be getting that wrong. Make sure you go and check her out. I really, really appreciate you. We're going to connect for sure. All right. Have a good rest of your day.
Enjoy the rest of yours later.
All right. Listen, that was so amazing. I was so awesome. It's awesome to catch up with BGV alumni too. It's that kind of day. All right. It's that kind of catch up with BGV alumni day. Kalia, she's the creator of the Nap Bar, but she also has the Napchella. So if you're in Houston, I wish I was in Houston. I'm thinking like maybe I need to fly there. I got some plans on Sunday, but I'm like, dang, I need to go check that out. That sounds amazing. So check it out, Napchella. That made me sleep. I want to go to sleep right now. You know what I'm saying? Up next, I want to bring up Anastasia Jackson, also a BGV alumni. I'm so excited to chat with her and see where she is. Have her tell you about what she's working on and how things are moving. Hello.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good. There's a lot, life is lifing, I must admit, but overall good.
I mean, and listen, we humans out here and life be lifing on a regular basis. And like I was talking about earlier, like just the level of resilience necessary to be a person.
No, like literally
like,
a
and then let
person who
alone
holds multiple hats.
that, and then slap a business on top of that, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
then I love it, love being a business owner and still providing the space to be like, yo, this shit is hard. You
Yeah,
know, life is
yeah,
life.
and it's not as when you first start off as a founder, you start to, I call it like judging your year one on people's year 20. And so you have these
Mm.
unrealistic expectations that you need to be at a certain endpoint, before you really even started and set your foundation. And so knowing now that it takes time to really build and establish a company that's going to sustain past you, it's like it's different. You move different.
No, you definitely do. And you sort of slow down time a bit. So in the beginning of launching any business, you're in like this race to validation,
Uh-huh.
right? And sometimes that is mental and personal because you're like,
Mhm.
to your point, oh man, I want to my competitors. Oh man, I gotta, and then everybody's asking you about competitors. What about your competitors?
Uh-huh.
What about your competitors? And so you train yourself to like know how to respond to that. But then there's something also psychologically happening to you around competitors, right? Because then you got to keep them in mind while you're trying to build what you got to build. And it's like, I don't want to
Right?
think about them. I just want to go in,
Uh-huh.
zero in, and just build my thing. And when people
Uh-huh.
keep saying like, "Oh no, but how you gonna stand out? Oh no, but your competitors. Oh no,
Oh,
what if somebody knocks you off the block? Oh
listen.
no, what if Google just
Look,
comes
it got
in
me
and block?"
itching.
It's like you just going through that constant rhythm of conversation. So like I also think it's hard to be in constant conversation around raising funding around
Yeah.
your company, but then also like trying to run the company. So there's
Yes.
a lot there in terms of how that works. But let's
Yes.
back up a step because I want to tell
Okay.
everybody
Sorry.
about how We Night works.
Yes.
So yeah, tell everybody a little bit about it, how it works and what you're working on.
Yeah, so We Night is a company that works with universities. We help them modernize their operations. So anyone who has went to universities, we started with HBCU, so I'll use my experience as an example. When I first went to Howard, literally on my day one, half the school, I told you this before, but half the school thought that I was already on campus, so I had a $16,000 hold on my account. And then the other half thought that I wasn't coming, so then they gave my housing away, meaning I had to sleep in my car. Um, and when it all boiled down to like what was this root cause, it was really just the operation. Somebody was on leave. Someone didn't forward the email to the right person. Like it was just those small bottlenecks that caused my experience and a lot of students' experiences to have those really big hiccups. So we focus on using AI to kind of help with predictability, to give faculty and admin insight into being more proactive than reactive. And then we also automate things that are that second nature. They can do it in their sleep. Like they know every day at 5 a.m. I need to go look at this list and mark X, Y, and Z. Like so we do AI, we use AI for the predictability and proactiveness, and then we use automation to just take down all those manual tasks.
Yeah. So how is it like how are things going? Because what you just described, I think if you went to HBCU, you likely had some version of that happen to you in some way where like one office is confused, the other office is not. One office is saying this, and you travel, walk all the way across campus, and they're like, oh no, that ain't what we said, like, and you
Mhm.
end up in this whirlwind. And I've always wondered, like, why are the HBCUs this way? And then I had a kid who went to a PWI, seamless experience for the most part. And I'm just like, so this is available to happen. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah,
the
exactly.
experience is available. What are you
Exactly.
seeing on these college campuses in improvement? Like, are you seeing What are some of the results from what you built?
Yeah, so we did a pilot with Howard University for about a year, and we were able to see, we worked with their Blackburn Center, which is a 3-person team. At the time, it was a 3-person team, and they were in charge of all of the events on campus, okay? From setting up to breaking down, like everything. And so when we worked with them, we were able to save them about, what was it, 40 to 60% of their time on manual tasks. And then also we were able to recover or uncover a 1.6 million revenue loss simply because of invoices. The team, or to your point of like that back and forth between departments, the department that handles the invoices or like the receipt of them is not the department that has the events. So while the department that's having the events, they just kept going and going, but people weren't paying those invoices. So, and that was a 1.6 million loss every year, just that one department alone. So since then, we were able to see that universities that are more larger, they're losing roughly around 800 million every year from all of their departments of earned revenue, like things that they already were supposed to have. That's the lights for some of these universities.
And they're just based off of lack of operational efficiency.
Exactly.
Wow. Do you see the product ever moving to be more B2B from a small business owner access as well? I mean, not that you don't have to do that, because enterprise works and enterprise is where it's at, and enterprise is where the money is.
Listen,
But I just
enterprise
asked
is where the
that.
money is.
Enterprise is definitely where the money is. So let
It's
me
slow
be
money
clear.
though. It's slow.
It is slow money. It's slow money, and the procurement processes are crazy. But so I'm not advocating for that. But the reason why I'm asking it is because, interestingly enough, intersection wise, I'm about to launch, and I've been working on this, and I've been saying I'm about to launch it. So people probably tired of me saying that.
Never.
But I am working outside of BGV. I'm working on some things. So if you
Mhm.
heard some of what I was talking to Takia about, I became a certified breathwork practitioner, and I've been in the wellness space.
Yeah.
But also, I am launching a cohort called Smooth Operators,
Ooh.
because people have been
Smooth
asking me
operators.
about operations. How do I
Mhm.
do it? What do I do? And I mean, things down to like, how often does your team meet? Asynchronous check-in.
Mhm.
When to scale up, when to scale down. What, like, how to fire,
Yeah.
right? Like, we don't talk about that. So I think, so I was listening to what you're saying. I'm like, dang, some of these folks can, could really benefit from, because you're talking about finding that money you lost. You're talking about just a simple, I remember during the time when all the hype around George Floyd's murder, not hype, all the height of all the things that were happening, we were rolling. So I'm a systems person. So like systematically, I'm like, here's how we need to work, right? Handoffs. Here's how we're gonna get the money in. Here's how we're gonna do the calls. Here's the paperwork. Run it, right?
Mhm.
But then I noticed that by the end of 2020, my team was like exhausted. And I'm like, why is
What
everybody so
happened?
exhausted? Come to find out, the person who was like, at that time, my team was very small. So I had like 2 right-hand people.
Mhm.
She was saying yes to everything that people were sending us. So like
Oh.
every engagement that partners were coming at us with, she's like, yes, okay, yeah. Now, granted, it was
No.
great in the sense that like it helped us scale. This is how we got to some of the large partners we got. But so execution wise, because my system was tight in the sense that like, yeah, the team was able to eat the yeses because they had a system.
But
Okay,
they was
does
tired.
marketing does this. We were producing, we were executing on 1 million. Like, it was wild, but
I love
left everybody tired. And I was like, why y'all tired? I'm focusing on fundraising and appearances and all that. And I'm like, what's wrong? And then kind of find out she was just saying yes to everything. And because the system worked. However, this part of like, wait, you're not looking at the load bearing of the system. How much load can the system hold? And so I think what you're doing, there's a test of maybe you do have a system, but
Mhm.
the gaps come because of the load.
Yeah.
You doing 100, this system was built for 2 events a year back in 1975.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, you got the campus has expanded, the departments have expanded. Y'all
Mhm.
doing 200 plus events a year. Your system can't hold that, and you're not
Exactly.
finding where it's not holding it.
Exactly. When we're doing it, well, to answer your first question, yes, we've worked with B2B because, going through accelerator programs, I see my peers and like they'll reach out. They're like, hey, like, what systems are you putting in place for these universities and how can I learn? And oftentimes, like to your second point, is before you do put any type of AI on anything, before you automate anything, you have to have structure first. And within that structure, you will go down to the nitty gritty of breaking down your criteria of what meets a yes, what meets a no, and what meets a needs a review or something. So like those three brackets. To your point, when someone says yes, there should be a criteria check of, okay, like the workload, like how long is this going to take? Are we already past that window of time to where our team can hold it? So, or whatever else criteria that the founder needs and founder, the team, whomever needs
Yes.
to be checked off. So structure first, and then once you have that structure, once your own criteria, because a lot of times too, when we starting off, and not even just starting off, small businesses do this even, when they've been in the game for years, is that they'll hold it in their heads. And so the
Mhm.
team doesn't know that criteria, because it's like ultimately the founder becomes that person that they always have to keep checking in with, or else they won't be aligned. And that's back to the manual workload. So it's like stepping up from getting it out of the head onto a standard operating procedure, so an SOP, and then you can move on to putting on AI to help with pattern recognizing things, and then adding automation to be that criteria. If it's a yes, like they checked all your boxes and it goes forward, green light, who needs to waste time? Go ahead and send that email to the right team member and let them get started. But if there's something extra information, let's go ahead and flag that for a founder review. Or it could be something simple like just a notification of, hey, check this out. So it really starts with structure first. But then once you have that structure, you just keep adding on. And then sooner or later, you'll get to that place where your team is running seamless. They're not burnt out. They live in their best lives, focusing on quality of work, like the quality work. And yeah.
You were early on to building with AI.
Yeah.
I would say before the LLMs blew everything up and was like, oh, now everybody can do it, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it making your job easier or harder in growing this company with all of the AI boom?
Okay. I'm like, that's a complex question. I'm like, okay.
Because I think, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Because it makes so yes, we work with universities, but I also facilitate a lot of AI challenges and
Mhm.
workshops, and my team does. So all this stuff with AI and it being, what do you call it, mainstream, it's great for the teaching side of things, because then we get to really hone in on governance. Like I love the angle of really having people think from a systems level, like not can AI be used for this, but should AI be used for this? Like nowadays, a lot of these big tech corporations, they're finding out the hard way of they'll use an AI agent and it will like ruin their reputation overnight. Um, Whereas on the other flip side, for We Night, all these AI tools, everything becoming mainstream does become noise. So it's like
Mhm.
now I got to talk to our clients and be like, hey, listen, I know this is shiny. I know that they're promising you that this one tool is going to save everything, but honestly, it's not a tool need. Like when it comes to operations, you don't really need another tool. You need an infrastructure that integrates the
Yes,
tools you already
Lord.
have.
Say it
Yes,
louder for the people in the back.
for
When
the
it comes
people in the
to,
back.
you do not need another tool for operations. I
Mm-mm.
agree. You need infrastructure. And
Mhm.
We Night is doing that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anything you want to share with the people before you head out?
Um, yeah, to go back to what we were talking about at first, like if anyone out there listening is building something, please do not compare your journey to someone else's. For me personally, I learned being a BDE, so working with enterprise, the journey is way different. We're not a tool. So the way that we integrate and how we have to operate on an institutional level, it takes more time. Procurement on average takes 16 to 24 months. With that knowledge alone, you would go into your investor meetings and they're like, what do you mean? I need you to have this done in 1 month. So really just get to know your industry, get to know your customers, get to know how the governance part or the procurement part works. And yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. It's good
Of
to see you.
course.
Good to catch up.
Good to catch up.
And I'm excited for what you're working on. Is it just wenight.com?
It is wenightinc.com, yes.
Wenightinc.com.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sounds good.
All
All
right.
right. Okay, I'll see you. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, bye. What show today? Today we heard from 2 BGV alumni and we met a new business owner, Honey to Cocoa. Honey to Cocoa is a platform where you can take a picture of your face. It uses facial recognition to help you choose makeup products. We also talked to Takia Guillory, who is the creator of the Nap Bar. And this Sunday in Houston, Texas is Napchella. Okay, so look up Takia Guillory and at KOG Speaks on Instagram. Go check her out and figure out what's happening with Napchella if you're in Houston. And then we just heard from Anastasia Jackson. She's the creator of We Night, and they are providing infrastructure for colleges and universities to be more operationally efficient. And I'm excited to see where they all go. I mean, you know, if you following the journey of Anastasia and Takia, I just met Ryan from Honey to Cocoa, so I just met her today. But for Takia and Anastasia, they're both BGV alumni, and I'm just honored to be a part of these businesses' journey in any way, right, and participate in any way, because watching them grow and watching them celebrate has been definitely one of the joys for me. Speaking of joys for me, at BGV Foundation, we have our Futures We Build Summit coming up. September the 10th is going to be, so I know we have it listed as September the 9th through the 12th, but I want to lay that out. September the 9th is just the welcome reception. So we want you to fly in on that day, okay, if you're flying in, or drive over to the Westin if you're in town. On September the 10th is going to be our full summit day, and we have some goodness coming for y'all. We're going to be announcing the speaker lineup and that kind of thing. I got to solidify these contracts first before I can tell y'all. And then September 11th is going to be a full wellness day. September the 11th is going to be a full wellness day. So come get grounded with us. Yes, I'm going to activate sound bowls, a sound bath. I'm actually going to partner with my good friend, Kendra Woolridge, and we'll activate a sound bath. I'm also going to have breath work. And then we're looking at other partners that we're going to release soon to actually be a part of that. Hopefully we'll be able to bring some Napchella things to it. And then on September 12th, we'll have pull up and pitch. Now, I want to be clear about something. There's been a bunch of like spam and phishing scams out there where if you apply for different things, people have been sending me this from different things, not just BGV, but we don't charge to get into pitch competitions. Okay, that's not how it works. Now, for the first time ever, though, if you buy a ticket to the summit, we are opening up the opportunity for you to buy priority space in line at Pull Up and Pitch. However, you can only do that through having a ticket to the summit. So if you got some type of email where somebody's like, oh, you know, pay to come to Pull Up and Pitch, it is a lie. Do not trust it. I also heard of somebody, I want to note the Her Agenda. Shout out to Her Agenda. They're great folks. They have a small business. They have a grant application out that you can apply for a grant through Her Agenda. I also heard of somebody apply for it, and then another, like some type of scam where somebody tried to contact the person who applied and was like, hey, I can get you into this. Do not trust it. Right now, when it comes to emails, always look at who the sender is. Start getting in the habit of looking at the sender. If it did not come from bgvfoundation.org or blackgirlventures.org, it's not us. Okay? Those are our two handles, bgvfoundation.org or blackgirlventuresfoundation.org. If you didn't get that, if it's not that email extension, it's not us. And for me, mine is omisworld.com. omisworld.com. If it didn't come from omisworld.com, it's not me. Okay. So if you're getting random Gmails or random .xyzs, like, it's not us. Also, feel free to reach out, contact at blackgirlventures.org, contact at bgvfoundation.org, and ask us, hey, I got this email. Is this y'all? Do not go sending your money to folks without looking at that sender address. Okay? Period. I'm saying that for BGV, but I'm saying it across the board. Do not go sending your money to people without looking at the sender address and making sure that that sender address is matching up to who's saying they're sending that email. Don't just look at the subject line. Like right now, the idea of staying woke has a whole nother meaning when it comes to AI, when it comes to all these phishing scams. Scammers going to be scamming. Where my scammer, okay. But scammers going to be scamming. So make sure that y'all are paying attention. And they're scamming all over the place. So make sure you also turn on your two-factor authentication. Make sure you turn on your pass keys. Make sure that if you're building with AI, you run security checks. Make sure all of those things, because there's a lot of scams happening right now, especially phishing scams, which is kind of crazy. So I'm like, Google, what's up? Okay, we seeing like how people getting into emailing people and from Gmail accounts and stuff like that. Like, it's kind of crazy. So make sure y'all are looking. Make sure you're being diligent about that and being vigilant in protecting yourself out here in these internet streets. Now, when it comes to BGV, all the things we have coming up, participate and donate. Go to bit.ly/BGV links. bit.ly/BGV links. Okay, bit.ly/BGV links. So go and check us out. We need your donations to continue to rock and roll. You've seen the great work that BGV does. You've seen the impact. You've seen the outcomes. You know some of the founders. You bought some of their products. You have engaged in some of their businesses. So donate. You can go to blackgirlventures.org, click donate. You can also go to bit.ly/BGV links to participate and donate. We need your donations. I want to be clear. For the people in the back, we need your donations, okay? Don't wait until I'm like, hey, actually, we got to close the doors on BGV and then go, oh, shoot, why didn't they tell me? I would have gave $5. Like, don't wait. We need your $5 now, okay? And I want to be very clear and very, very explicit about that. We need your donations. blackgirlventures.org, click that donate button. We're also going to have a telethon on June 18th. And the campaign will run June 18th to June 19th. We're asking people to donate $19 for the 19th. So $19 for the 19th in celebration of this year's Juneteenth. It's the 250th anniversary of the U.S. And we should actually hype up this Juneteenth, I feel like, because of that. They're hyping up the 250th year anniversary across the board, which makes sense. So we should hype up Juneteenth for this 250th year anniversary of our country. Okay. So the TikTok telethon will be happening. We'll be going live all day. My time slot to host is 11 a.m. Eastern time. So I'll be in there hosting around that time. And then we'll have different hosts all day. We'll have different games all day for people to play. And also we're asking for your donation. So donate to BGV, blackgirlventures.org, click that donate button. bit.ly/BGV links. Donate, participate. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is the 30-Day Show, BGV Edition. I am Omi Bell, wellness practitioner, CEO and founder of Black Girl Ventures, and the host of the 30-Day Show. My co-host, Takia Ross, will be back here with me tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. PST, which is 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. EST. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Shout out to all of my guests for today. I really appreciate y'all. Have a good day. We'll see y'all tomorrow.